Morning folks, right, we're back on it this morning and the weather's decided to chuck us a googly. Never mind, we'll get cracking. So that was the state of play last night when we left it. Well, I've added a bit more to it this morning. All I've done is I've just put some pieces of timber around there, and all that's going to do is just to create the depth of the pool. So obviously the thicker the pieces of wood, the more that the depth of the pool. But looking on the inside, I'm kind of right at the limit, so it's going to be, I don't know, maybe 2 inches deep maximum, and that's about it. Any features, so you can see looking at it now, it looks a bit featureless, it's just a rectangle, but by placing stuff in the actual pool, that's going to create any contours and features. So what I want to do now is I'm going to nip down. I've got some old sheets. I have got a piece of underlay, but extra protection. I'm just going to put it was sheets we got when we were moving house, like a fleece blanket, if you will. So we're going to put that down, put the underlay down, then staple the actual pond liner in. Like I said, it just gives it a little bit of protection against the wood. Not that I think it's going to go through it, but just mould it into them contours. Nice. Hell. Right, that's the underlay on. There's enough to double it over, which is good. And now the actual pond line. Hey, come on. Right, we're having a quick brew break, well, a rain break, because it started raining, so I'll have a bit top up, one for me, one for camera woman. Right, I want to thank this week's sponsors. The film sponsors this week are Ceyomur. There we go, that's Ceyomur. So they make trail cameras. Anyway, they got in touch with me, how long ago? I don't know, but it's a couple of months ago now, and asked if I was interested in testing one of these out. Anyway, I said I was, but I wanted two, and I wasn't being greedy. It's just that I wanted to test one in a kind of diffused light area and one out in the field. So they sent me a couple of them. Now, the thing is with these, they've got solar panels on the top, which for me is, well, it's a must, because the thing, I mean, let's start at the beginning. So trail cameras, anyone that watches the channel will know that I use these a lot. They're absolutely invaluable. So for someone that works out in the field a lot, you're finding new locations, and one of the first things I'll do is put one of these up, because it's a second pair of eyes. It's a pair of eyes that are sat there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks of the year, so they're constantly looking at that area that you're interested in photographing on, and they capture all sorts of fantastic footage, be it video footage or stills. Thing is with trail cameras, right, there's different types. These are probably mid-range ones, normal trail cameras that take AA batteries. These are a step up because they've got the solar panel. So, and then you've got the 4G and 5G cameras that you need SIM cards for. They're a lot more expensive. Thing is with trail cameras, they do chew through batteries, and if you've got them out constantly, and if you've got, I've probably got maybe 8 trail cameras now, and that's a lot of batteries to keep either buying or recharging, and decent rechargeable batteries are expensive. So I was really keen on trying these out and see how good that solar panel is. It's only a tiny solar panel and you wonder how effective that is. Right, so let's get into the specs of the camera. So what do you get with the camera? You get a mounting bracket, standard issue mounting bracket that you can screw onto a post or a tree. Little threaded swivel attachment that screws into that boss there. You also get a strap that you can put around a tree or a post again, and that goes through there. So pretty much standard stuff really. The Trailcam comes with a memory card. So the memory card is built in. Well, it's not built in, I'm saying it comes with it. So 32 gig memory card, which is extremely useful. You don't have to go buying another memory card, more cost again. So that's how this is configured. When you've clamped it to whatever you're clamping to, you open it up. Now, when I first got them, I thought, oh, not another one that does that, because the issue is once you've clamped it onto wherever, say you've clamped it to a tree, and then you want to know where that camera is looking at. When you open it up to see, you've obviously swiveled the camera around, so it's not looking where it should be looking. The beauty of this is it's a Wi-Fi setup, so all you have to do, download the app onto your phone. We'll show you that in a minute, and then whatever the camera's seeing, you're seeing on your phone on a bigger screen. So then you can close it up, look on your phone, and then move it to the relevant position, and you can see exactly where that camera's aiming at. So a fantastic function. So going through I'll put all the specs of the camera, so the resolutions, all that kind of stuff up on the screen. This is the bit that I'm really interested in, is this solar panel. So like I said, I've had them a couple of months now. I put one down in the woodland area near the stream. I had it covering a camera trap setup. Very diffused light in there, a lot of leaf cover. And we had this one set up on the meadow, up on this feeder setup, if you will. So that was getting, well, you know how bright it's been lately, that was getting tons and tons of light, loads of direct sunlight. This a lot more diffused, and I was absolutely amazed at the little difference in power that this was generating down in the woodland. It was probably about 5% difference. It doesn't need direct sunlight, so it's just ambient light, and it keeps it charged up, which, I mean, I've seen Jeff Cooper, he did a video on one, and I think it was a very similar, whether it was the same model, I'm not 100% sure, but he had it out in the woodland for a year. So potentially that could just stay out there, you know, well, as long as you wanted to leave it out there for, and it's going to remain charged. So the way it works, it has a lithium-ion battery inside the actual camera. So before you put it out in the field, when you get it, plug it into a USB. There's a USB connection in the bottom, and then that will charge up the internal battery that's in the actual camera. What you can do then is add your own. So I've put some rechargeable batteries in there. The solar panel does not charge those rechargeable batteries or standard AA's, whatever you put in there, okay? They're purely a backup. So when you turn the camera on, it's using the lithium-ion battery inside. When that gets down to 10%, it switches over to the AA batteries. So then you're relying on the power of them. As it is, I don't think it's even got onto them, because you can have a look on the back of the screen. It'll tell you how much juice is left in that lithium-ion battery inside the camera. So you can see on there, just turned it on, that little icon down in the bottom. That's telling us that our lithium-ion cell inside is at 90%. So like I said, we're on the inside battery there. Another feature that I'm really happy to see is how easy these little buttons are to see, because the information is actually stamped onto the button. Now, I've got quite a few trail cameras where the detailing is embossed into the body of the camera, and it's the same colour, so it's black, and you can hardly see them. Especially, I mean, it's a nightmare at night time. On this one, you can see it's in white lettering, really easy to see. So we've got a switch there. That's off. That's on setup, and then that's on. So all we have to do is flick it to setup, and then we can go through. We can toggle through our settings just by dabbing on there. So it's telling us that we've got a fresh SD card in there, and then these are all our different settings. We can set it to photo and video, just video if we want to. We can actually disable these side PIRs if we're happy with just shooting straight forward and we're not bothered about stuff coming from the sides. You know, there's a whole host of features that you can go through with the camera. Again, the setup is stamped on the side there. Again, all the information. You've got QR codes there for various things, for helpline, and also the app. So I'll show you the app now. So so there we go. We're in our standby mode. So you imagine that we've got that clamped to a tree now. I'll just open the phone up. I've already downloaded the app. We just press on the app, and I've actually labelled them up. So that's camera one. We've got a little label on there. You can actually identify each camera by their own name. You can change that. So we press on that now, and then it'll ask us whether we want to connect the camera. And what that's going to do now, that's just going to communicate with the Trailcam. Well, there we have it. That's what you end up seeing on your phone. You can change it that way. So that now, that camera, wherever I turn, you can see it moving there. I'm just moving the camera from left to right, and that allows me to set the camera up in exactly the right position that I want it to. If it's been out in the field and I want to check whether it's detected anything, all I have to do, go through exactly the same procedure there, connect the camera. We end up with this screen. We just press on that there, go through the local, and then we get two options then. So we can either, because this card is actually empty at the moment, it's not showing anything on it, on the stills, we've got a video there. So what we can do, we can have a look at that video. So there we go. That's a badger from the other night. And then if we want to, we can download that onto our phone to view it. So it's just handy that you don't have to touch the camera. You can just leave the camera in situ, check on your phone what's on there, either download it onto your phone if you want to, or then just leave the camera running and away you go. So, and again, you can alter the settings of the actual camera on your phone. You know, all the settings are there. So yeah, it's an excellent camera. Yeah, spoiler alert. What do I think of them? So I'm going to be getting some more of these. That's how good they are. I can tell you, I won't be buying any other standard trail cameras without that solar panel, because I've not had to recharge those batteries in there, and they've been out for a couple of months, and they're not expensive. They're not an expensive camera. I'm quite reluctant to buy very expensive trail cameras, because they do have a tendency sometimes to go walkabout. Personally, I've not had any pinched, but I know people that have, and you know, it's when you're looking at, I'm not sure how much they are. They're about, I think they're about 90 quid, something like that. And the resolution, the 4K 40 megapixel, I think they're upscaled, but 4K 30 I think they do for video, and that's all you need. It is more than enough. The resolution is fantastic, really clear images, fantastic images at night as well. They're a really well put together piece of kit, well made, fully waterproof, robust. You know, they've got a nice fixing at the back. like so. Or you can mount them a number of different ways, but that's how I've been using them recently, set up on these little tripods. But yeah, excellent. Yeah, Ceyomur Cy95, a really, really good trail camera, highly recommended. Right, that's it, the line is on, all stapled in position, left a little bit of slack, so typically I'm wet through now and it stopped raining and it doesn't look like it's going to rain for a bit, so back down there, get some water. This is the time to make sure you've got your levels right, so we'll get it filled up with water, or we'll get enough so that the whole of the table is covered with water, if you not the full depth of it. And then we'll just see, and if we have to make any micro adjustments, we've got access to the sides. We've got some little plastic packers, bits of slate, and we can get them levels bang on. Back down the hill. So while I'm sat here just having a brew, I mean, look at all them birds coming into the new feeder. So you might have seen it on one of the last films. I built this little water feature down here, and I'm a bit conflicted really. I think I'm going to take it to bits, that, because we have a look down here, and it's great. It's been working really well. We've had the birds coming down, but there's some nice props there that I can use. That big stump that will look really good at the back. And also, I'm putting all this effort in to make this pool, and I'm not going to, I'm not calling it a reflection pool anymore. It's not. It's a drinking pool, a bathing pool. So I'm going to disband that. We're going to get rid of that, but we're going to use some of the features of it at the back there. I think that's the best way, because if people are photographing on here and the birds are going down there, you don't know where to look. So I think we'll do that. Concentrate all the drinking side of the photography on this pool, on this bathing pool. Right, moment of truth. How good are these levels? Let's have a look. So let's put another one in. At the moment it's favouring this end, but it's not too bad, that, actually. Running to the end now. Oh yeah. I'm happy with that. Yeah. Right, we'll go and get some more, but as you can see there, I've just put two watering cans full, and it's pretty much, it's a little bit shy there, but I think that's going to be fine, absolutely fine. Right, let's get some more in. I hope you can hear me all right. I've no wind muffler on. So I've just made a start on putting a bit of, what should we call it? Well, foliage. We've started putting a bit of foliage in. So as you can see, I've got this nice big long timber that I found down the side. We've put another one there, and I put that tree root that was in front of the hide. So when you're doing something like this, the enemy of authenticity is bare soil, because I mean, well, have a look around. You just have to have a look in nature, don't you? You know, you just don't see bare soil anywhere unless it's been dug, or it's been weeded, or it's been ploughed, or some other kind of human intervention. So if you're doing a setup like this and you want it to look authentic, you don't want to see any soil, because it just looks too contrived and it doesn't look realistic. So I'm hoping that, you know, just by seeing, you know, that little bit there, we've still got quite a bit to do yet, but that's the look that I'm going for. If you need any inspiration, all you have to do is go down into the woods, which we're going to do now, and we'll have a look for some other little gems that hopefully we can find and put in this setup. But I'll just give you a quick demonstration of what to look for. There's nothing better. I mean, you might have it in your head what you want to see, but yeah, if you go down to any water course, a pond or a whatever, and just look and just take some reference photos on your phone maybe, or with your camera, take a few sketches, and that's what you want to try and recreate. You want to recreate nature, and there's nothing more natural than that, is there? Sounds obvious, but like I said, I've seen a lot of reflection pools. I'm not calling it a reflection pool. It's a drinking, a bathing pool, and if you see that end of the pool, it looks like what they call, you know, less swimmers call them infinity pools, don't they? And that to me doesn't look natural. So with this background going into the banking, if you will, into the hillside, I'm hoping that it's going to look as natural as we can make it. So let's have a wander down into the woods and I'll show you what I'm on about. Nice little fern there. There's the inspiration. You only have to look as far as that, and that is perfect. With all this moss on here, we can take a bit of that. It'll grow back. Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Trouble is, if I move that, they're just going to die, because it's quite a dark area here, and we'll be moving it out into a light area, so the fungi would not like. Oh, that's nice. What do you think of that? That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So whether it's fixed or not, we'll know. Nice bit of moss on that. Oh yeah, I think that's coming with us. That's a definite. Right, we'll see what else we can find. We need a bit more moss, I think, and then we'll head back. That'll do, donkey. Nice. More goodies. More water. Let's have a look. Right, I'm calling it done. So that took us, it's 4 o'clock now on second day, so it's 95% done. I will finish it off tonight. All I need to do is put a bit of stuff at the front and grab some other logs, and I'm going to put some bark chippings around it so it's, you know, clean to walk around when it rains and that. So that's it. One bathing stroke drinking pool, and yeah, I like it. It looks good. I'm chuffed with it. You know, it doesn't look, well, to me it doesn't look artificial. You'll have seen the pictures that I put on at the beginning, and I'm hoping that they do look realistic and it's a realistic setting. So that's how I've done it. Whether it's the right way or not, well, that'll be the acid test, won't it? Getting some nice pictures over autumn and winter. So I'll tell you something, I'm knackered. It's done me in that. So thanks very much for watching. If you like the content and you haven't subscribed, press the subscribe button, don't cost anything. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed it. See you on the next one.